Mortal Kombat is the latest release from Warner Brothers Pictures, released in Australia by Universal. Based on the iconic video game series, the film stars an ensemble cast including Lewis Tan, Jessica McNamee, Josh Lawson, Tadanobu Asano, and Hiroyuki Sanada. It's directed by Simon McQuoid. Before we get into this, don't forget to hit that like button down below. It does wonders in getting my content out there, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to keep up to date with all my content. The explosive Mortal Kombat brings to life the intense action of the blockbuster video game franchise in all its brutal glory, pitting the all-time fan-favourite champions against one another in the ultimate no-holds-barred gory battle that pushes them to their very limits. From the top, I just want to preface this video by saying I am not a huge gamer. My regular viewers out there will know this. I have played video games just kind of casually throughout my life. I do love games and stuff, but I'm not diehard. I'm not like diehard into it. I watch far too many movies to just find the time to be able to sit and play a game on the regular. That said, Mortal Kombat is just one of those games that everyone has played at some point. So I'm going into this as a real Mortal Kombat casual. That said, I was very excited to check out this movie, particularly because it is a big, explosive blockbuster, and these are the kind of movies that we really need right now. And of course, Mortal Kombat, it absolutely delivers. It's of course an R-rated film. If you know anything about the video games, even casual players of the video games will know how gruesome and gory the games are. Of course, these are basically fighter games, and the characters, they have these special powers, and to defeat their opponents, or to defeat your opponent in the game, you take them out with like an incredibly gruesome finishing move. This movie, as I said, has an R rating, and it absolutely does not tiptoe around the fact that the whole premise of Mortal Kombat is focused around gruesome fight scenes. That really is the key to this movie. This movie is just under 2 hours, and it is essentially a 110-minute long fight scene. That's pretty much all it is. There's a little bit of story here, a little bit of story there. A couple of the characters kind of have arcs. Most of them are just in here as collateral, really. Going into this, you're expecting that a lot of people are just going to wind up as collateral. I'm not going to say who. I know a lot of people will sit back and go, that's not the way to do a movie. That's not an enjoyable movie. But going into Mortal Kombat, he says Mortal Kombat. That's what you expect. You're going to see a movie which is based on a fighter game. You're going to expect the fighter experience up on the big screen. A lot of video game movies don't work out too well because they tend to tiptoe around the real core of the games themselves. They tiptoe around kind of the premise and the characters. They try to do a bit too much, or they don't do enough. Mortal Kombat, however, has to be one of the most truthful and accurate video game adaptations that has ever been made, for that simple fact that it really does stick to the heart of what makes these games so iconic. Now again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I really am, fluent in the games and I know everything about them. But this film has been open in Asia for about a week now, and what I've heard from people who have seen the movie, reviewers who have seen the movie overseas, this movie is ticking all the boxes for fans of the franchises. It's really, really doing it for them, and that is the main aim of this film, is to win over fans of that video game franchise, to make them happy and really deliver. And by the sounds of it, it really, really is. Now, I am making a big deal over the fact that this is a movie that's based around just fight scenes and all that kind of stuff. Yes, it does have a story, and the story is really quite, it's riveting, it's engaging, and all the characters here are a whole lot of fun. The highlight of the film for me, this movie was shot here in Australia, so it uses a lot of Australian actors in the roles. Of course, one of the main characters in the game, Kano, is an Australian character in the game. So they've got Aussie actor Josh Lawson, who I have loved for so long. They've got him in the role here, and he just absolutely runs away with this role. He plays this to an absolute T. The Australian quips, the Australianisms, everything are right there in his performance. And just for someone like me, an Aussie like me, watching this movie, I'm finding some sort of connection in there. I thought that's so much fun. But yeah, all the characters here are a lot of fun. Whether that's like the more human characters or the more mythical characters like the big monsters and stuff. The one with the 4 arms, I'm not going to pretend that I remember the character's name, but all that kind of stuff it boils up to this really fun fantasy kind of action adventure movie. And if that's what you're all about, then you're gonna absolutely love this one. The fight scenes at that, again, which is pretty much the movie itself, the fight scenes are really, really fantastic as well. The choreography is terrific, and the violence, oh my gosh, the violence is really, really full on. This movie earns its R rating and possibly a little bit more. But look, it is gruesome, but it's not too gruesome, because at the end of the day, it really still is video game violence. It's very comic-y, the violence. There's a lot of... It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's very funny. There's a lot of very funny moments. And a lot of the violence is played for laughs. So it's not so brutal that you have to be looking away. It's something that people who, I guess, usually wouldn't be able to handle violent things can probably handle. With that, though, this obviously isn't the greatest movie ever made. And as someone who, again, is only really casually familiar with Mortal Kombat, I didn't love it as much as I imagine people who are into the video game will love it. I feel like those you guys out there who do play the games will get a lot more out of this movie than I did. I simply just sat there and I enjoyed the characters and I enjoyed these big bombastic fight scenes, and to me that was kind of enough. That's really all I was expecting out of it. But it's not a movie that I personally really loved or will walk away saying, oh, that's like one of my favorites ever. It's a movie that just I simply just sat and enjoyed and got out of it what I expected I'd get out of it. That said though, this is a movie that is begging to be seen on a big screen, so go and see it on the biggest screen absolutely possible that you can, if you feel safe enough that you can do so. At that, I will be giving Mortal Kombat a 3 out of 5. Mortal Kombat is an insanely brutal martial arts action flick that pulls absolutely no punches. With an R rating, the graphic fight scenes truly live up to those of the game, and the film will leave fans of the series entirely satisfied and clamoring for more. Thanks to the amazing teams over at Universal and Warner Brothers, I was given the incredible chance to chat with two of the film's Aussie stars, Josh Lawson, who plays Kano, and CC Stringer, who plays Mileena. You can find this video linked at the end of this one. Also, thanks to the studios for providing me with an early screening of Mortal Kombat for the purposes of this review. Once again, the movie opens in Australian cinemas on April 22nd, 2021, and in the US and the UK on April 23rd, 2021. Thanks everybody out there for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Hey everyone, if you haven't yet, smash that big old subscribe button up on your screen to keep up to date with all my content, and hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon for as little as $1 a month for exclusive videos, early access content, and to get your name up on the screen. Thanks again for watching.